This is what happens when you let them in. You open the door just a little bit, and they take and they take and they take. The anti-gunners have stepped it up another notch in New Mexico. Stick by and watch this, because it's probably coming to your state as well. Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. Thank you for spending your very precious time with me to find out more of what's going on in the Second Amendment. If you would like to support the channel, you can do a couple of different ways. You can check out the Patreon link down below. It's also a link at the end of the video. Or head over to my webpage. That's guns, the letter N, and gadgets, gunsandgadgets.com. I got some channel sponsors on there. If you click the links, it brings you to them. Makes it very easy because YouTube doesn't like links as much anymore. So you can step over there and help support the channel. And let's talk about what's going on in New Mexico. We're talking about the city of Albuquerque, New Mexico today. New Mexico passed a couple things recently, the red flag law, as well as universal background check, which bastardizes the private sale of firearms. And that just wasn't enough. They're going to go after more. And this is why we need to spread the news so that people are aware of it and hopefully come out and vote against it or stop the vote from happening. Now there will be 3 additional anti-gun ordinances brought up before the City Council in the month of September of 2020. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about each one of these. I'll have them linked down below. I'll also have contact numbers of all of the City Council members of Albuquerque so that you can reach out and touch them as well. And I'll also have their email addresses. Now, it's important to note that if you're not familiar with how town meetings or city council meetings go, or select board meetings, they usually post an agenda. They do post an agenda. It's open meeting law. And those in Albuquerque, the agendas, the official agenda for the meetings, they're posted 3 p.m. on the Friday before the next meeting. And we'll go over these ordinances and resolutions and tell you when they're expected to be in front of the council for vote. So the first one is Resolution R20-68. And this looks to do absolutely nothing more than to remove the state's firearm preemption laws in the city of Albuquerque. Now this city wants to put forth a resolution to urge the state to take away your rights, to strip your rights, the unalienable right to self-defense and the constitutionally guaranteed right. They want to tell the state that, you know what, this is no longer valid here. Our residents are not worth self-defense. That's what it comes down to. But in New Mexico, the preemption is Article 2, Section 6, and it's called the right to keep and bear arms provision. And that's from the state constitution. And they want to put this revision up before the voters to approve this. However, what it would like to do is to allow cities like Albuquerque and others to basically pass whatever firearms restrictions they want. Gun bans, mag bans like you're seeing, like Virginia, ban guns on certain parcels of grass or certain buildings because their concrete is special. It's ridiculous, and preemption laws stop that foolishness. Now there are only 5 states that don't have firearms preemption laws. And believe me when I tell you, it sucks living in this state because this is one of them. Connecticut, Hawaii, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and New York. All of which are like meccas of gun control. You guys let them take away your preemption. Welcome to the crew.
Yes.
Could they stop running while I'm filming?
Guys, please stop running. Dad's trying to film.
So this resolution is expected to be considered at the City Council of Albuquerque at their meeting on Wednesday, September 9th at 3 p.m. Again, you'll have to wait until the agenda comes out that previous Friday at 3, but that's when they're hoping to get it before the crew. The next one is an ordinance, and it's O-19-82. Again, link will be down below. 19-82 looks to require locked storage of firearms that are not in your immediate control. Of course, there'll be fines and jail time for these violations. Not really an enforceable law per se. Like I always get people say, well, how will they enforce that law? It's a good question. These are more like tack-on, add-on laws. This case actually happened here in this state. A gentleman came home from the range. He was cleaning 2 firearms in his at his kitchen table. He then fell ill with a seizure. Didn't know he was going to have a seizure. Nobody really knows they're going to have a seizure, right? So he had a seizure. EMS came. Police respond with EMS while they were rendering aid. cop, I don't know who it is, but I'd love to know him. I'd love to meet him. Saw 2 firearms on the table because he was rendered, not in control of those at the time of his seizure. They pinched him with a, inappropriate storage law. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the guy was doing something with his firearms, which he owns legally, and he had a health issue, and you're going to charge him. If you don't think that's cool, if you think that's crazy, then you might want to get out and vote, because that's what's coming, believe me. But this ordinance looks to make locked storage mandatory. Now, there are a lot of people that'll say, hey, mandatory locking your firearm is a good thing. And I agree. I have safes for a reason, and there are items in the safe. Not today, ATF. You're not going to see inside. But there is also a value to having your firearm at the ready for when something goes bump in the night, right? I think we would all agree that it's better to be ready to respond than to say, hold on a second, let me take my key, turn on the lights, go over to this locked box, retrieve stuff, and load it. Now let's play. And these laws stop that legally. So know what you're doing. Now, they're hoping to have this ordinance in front of the City Council meeting on Monday, the 21st of September at 3 o'clock. Again, check the agenda the Friday before. And the third piece of infringement ordinance is going to be O19-83. And what 1983 looks to do is ban firearms in any building owned or leased by the city for conducting business with the public, including city halls, city libraries, city community centers, city parks, and recreation facilities. Take a peek at Virginia. Now, this would negate your right to go into buildings that you pay for as a taxpayer. They're public buildings. It would also strip you of your right to carry at those locations, protecting yourself, creating gun-free zones, which are target-rich environments. And also, if you are in New Mexico and you have a carry permit, you can't go there either. Again, I still have not met or heard of or even read of one criminal who changed his mind on what he or she was about to do because there was a sign that said no guns allowed. I've never seen it, never heard of it. Maybe you have. Let me know. I have an open mind. I could be wrong, but I don't think it has ever happened. And these laws will do nothing to stop people from getting hurt, only create more places for people to get hurt. This ordinance, they're hoping, gets before the council on Monday, September 21st at 3 o'clock. So that's the same as the mandatory securing ordinance. So that will all be, according to what they want. They all want it on the same night. So don't forget to check. Sorry for the dog and the kids running upstairs. It's driving me nuts, but I'm trying to keep on that professionalism. So reach out to your Albuquerque City Councilors. Again, I'll have them all down below, names, phone numbers, and emails, so you can call them. Let them know that they should not violate your rights, or you will vote against them, and especially if you have a personal relationship with some of these people. Now, thank you to the NRA ILA's website. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, the City Council takes public written comments, general comments from the public on meetings, specific agenda items via email through 1 o'clock p.m. on the day of the meeting. So if those items that we just spoke to make it to a day where they say we're going to hear that, you can email them comments on those specific items through 1 o'clock p.m. on that day. And the comments are distributed to all councilors for review in advance of the meeting. So you don't have to email every single one of them. You just do it once. And there is a link that you need to use, and I'll put it down below. It's cabq.gov, and I'll have it down below because there's a bunch of slashes. But that will be down below for you to use. Also, if you're savvy with your computer and you have some time, the council also takes general public comments on any topic, including agenda items, to a maximum of 15 people on a first-come, first-served basis. To provide real-time public comments over Zoom, participants must sign up for public comment by 1 p.m. the day of the council meeting, but sign up will start as soon as council agendas are posted, which is 3 o'clock the Friday before. And I'll have a link down below again for where you can sign up for that. And this is courtesy of the NRA ILA. They're on top of this as well, which is good news. So yeah, if you live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, you got some work to do. If you don't speak up, if you just remain quiet and say, you know what, my neighbor will say something, or Jared's video will get stuff done, then you're setting yourself up for having gun control continue to be rammed down your throat, and you will believe me when I tell you, you're not going to like it, but you can't complain if you didn't try to stop it. We all need to get that notion through our head. It is time. It's time to vote. It's time to make our voices heard. It's time to jump all over our representatives every single time they want to infringe on any of our rights, especially the second. So take that for what it's worth, guys. There's a lot of good information here I'll have in the links. And please pass it along. Until we see each other again, this is Guns and Gadgets. This is where you will find all of the Second Amendment news, no matter where it's happening, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. And I hope to see you on the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry your weapon. Take care, everybody.